Hello and welcome to another edition of Hello Students. My name is Mohammed Napari and I'm going to be your host for this episode. On today's episode, we are discussing what I wish I knew in level 100. And I'm joined here with Faisal Ishak. Faisal is a level 400 student at the University of Professional Studies Accra, and he's also the founder of Fais Foundation. Fais Foundation is doing amazing work when it comes to philanthropy and donating to orphanages. I'll put a link to his socials in the description below so you can check out some of the activities we are ongoing. So university life is not an easy one. Coming to school for 4 years in a new environment where most times you don't know anyone could be a very difficult challenge that anyone could ever endure. Some of us have walked the path, and the path we took were not very beneficial to us. It has affected us social-wise, economic-wise, academically, and then even financially to some extent because we joined the wrong company, we couldn't do the right studies at the right time, we didn't know how important it is to have a very good social network. And so on today's episode, I'm joined here with Faisal, also a level 400 student, and fortunately for me or unfortunately for him, he was an aspirant for the SRC position last academic year. It was, well, to me, I always call a failure as a learning opportunity. He learned so much, and so on today's episode, that is basically what we are going to do. We are going to share our insights and we are going to share our experiences, especially to level hundreds as they begin this new year that they are about to have, or this new experience they are about to have. So Faisal, let's first of all begin from your level 100 days. When you entered level 100, before the cameras rolled, he was telling me how university life changed so many things about him. And so let's just start from, let's just say, who were you before university and how did you take the whole new environment like?
Okay, all right. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Life on campus has been one of the best. Um, Before campus, I was the reserved person who would not like to socialize or talk to people because I completed SHS way 2013, and I got myself involved in jobs, businesses. So you start making money, and you feel. I felt there's no need of going to the university because by then I've seen a little money, so I felt that it's all about life.
That's true.
So 2018, my mom keeps worrying me, why are you not going back to school? Like, why are we going to the school? It's because of the money. And I'm making a little money, so why do I have to go to the university? So 2018, I bought the university form. Actually, it was 2 forms I bought. And by the grace of God, UPSA was the first admission I got. So I actually went in, paid everything, did the registration. And when I got on campus, you see, you get on campus your first time, you don't know where to go, where the lecture was, like you get a whole lot of confused. Though you get orientation, they'll orient you on what to do, but still, you need to equip yourself in the system. It was very challenging for the first week, but I told myself, it's not going to be like this forever. It's better you ask questions and learn more than to think that is how the life is. So mine was more of asking questions, or where is this place? What do we do here? Where can I go? What don't I have to do? And I think based on this, it made my life very easy on UPSA campus. With the help of some few seniors we met on campus, our time when we were level 100, and it's making it very easy for us.
Okay, that's very important, especially about the points you said about asking questions, because sometimes, well, I'm from an SHS that is not popular, and I find myself in University of Ghana. I find myself in the university, right? And I'm very shy and inward. And so, for purposes of our audience, we are going to break this episode into 4 segments.
Sure.
We talk about academic life, talk about social life, talk about religion and the essence of having a very good religious life in school. And then we'll talk about finances because, well, I believe that money answers it all. And if you don't know how to manage your finances in the university, it will be very difficult for you when you go outside university as well. So let's begin with academics. First of all, let me share what I did wrong in level 100 that I think no one shouldn't do. And that is, do not underrate your level 100. It's like if you want to make a first class, level 100 is the chance for you to make the first class, because as you progress, it keeps getting tougher. It keeps getting tougher. That is not to say level 100 was not difficult or was not tough, but the toughness in level 100 as compared to the toughness in 300, 400 is very vast. And well, as you go along the academic journey, you realize. So first things I did was complacency, or things I thought I did the well that didn't go well was complacency. I thought I knew it all. And I really didn't take university education or academics very serious in level 100. Those are the faults I made. And up till now, I still dredge on it that, what if I knew? Had I known? And so, what about you?
Okay, with me, same, just similar with what you said. You see, I met, I think last few days, I met level 100s, some few level 100s, because I wasn't on campus when they were coming in, but at time I met, and I told them that they shouldn't take their first semester exam very on a lighter note. A mistake I did while time was, we took the first semester exams. We felt it to be like how
Like
was in the
SS.
SHS.
Yeah, that's true.
You sit in a hall where you can ask someone. Funny enough, I go to the exams and I realized the one in front of me, the one behind me, the one on my left and right, people were not my mates. I didn't know them from anywhere. And funny enough, they were actually depending on me. So it's like the people I was actually depending on to pass, I'd rather depend on me. So my first semester in level 100 was my worst resource academically on campus, because I couldn't tell you, I made all C's throughout. And I go and my mom asks, why this resource? And I was like, I don't know what happened, because I felt the life on university would be the same life that was SHS, but I realized a whole different thing. And there was something I wasn't doing right. I was thinking of, you need SS, we memorize and we go and write, and that's also, we told the same thing. I was thinking it was the same thing. So I memorized it, and I don't learn last minute. I take the book, glance through, memorize the whole thing. You get to the place and realize that that's not how it is. The results I got back in my first semester was the worst. So second semester is when I realized that I had to master myself. So join study groups, take academic, like learning serious, both class assessment, both exams. So there's no day I don't miss. I don't have to miss a class. And my life on UPSA campus was, I have to put a strategy in how to learn. I was an evening student, but most people saw me to be a morning student because I wanted to better my grade. I go to the morning and I go to the evening.
That's smart. That's smart.
So that is how my life actually turned from the first semester grade to, so if I should show my transcript, that is where you see the differences between my first semester, which I told you I felt it was
like SS.
Yes, but my second semester, level 200, second semester, third was more, that is how they change it. So joining groups, I felt first semester, you don't have to join any group and everything. You don't go to the library. Going to the library, joining groups, a whole lot of things changed my life, which I felt is a good thing. As a level 100, a fresh person being on campus, you're supposed to adopt it.
Yes, please. I also share in that light, because when I also started, I remember very well when they are having tutorials. If you're on City Campus, I'm from City Campus, University of Ghana. There's the JCI, and then there was a game there. Like, you just so you unwind and all of that.
Yeah.
We'll go and sit there. When it's time for tutorials, then we are playing games, because that is what we find excitement in. But realizing that even if I was not studying and I was still going for the group studies, I was still going for the tutorials and all of those things help you, because in times of exams, most times you remember the things you learned on yourself. You remember this person said this person said that, this person said this. And so in rehashing everything you have said, so first of all, you take your academics very serious by joining study groups, by being responsible for your academics, because
yes.
I feel like you can't leave it to chance. Like Faisal is saying, he was an evening student, but he was going for morning classes because he knew, like, know yourself first before you can be able to adjust to it.
Yes,
for learning strategies, there are a lot, and that is not the essence of this episode. Maybe another episode or in subsequent episodes,
to chip
we will
into
do that.
with the learning groups, okay, there was a study group, and that study group was actually set before I got to campus. And whenever I close, I see them going. I'm like, what is it about? Let me just go.
Yeah.
But second semester when I joined, I realized that it was helping. And actually, I have to take it upon to actually lead the classes. And you leading means
Yeah, it gives you a double edge.
it gives you double work. You have to learn before you come. And in a way, it was helping me because whenever I lead a class to learn everything, exams time, I find it easy to learn and I pass. I don't have to open a book again. Automatically, what I learn, I have to learn, teach you to understand. So I get double understanding, and it makes it very easy when I get to the exams hall.
That's true. I also share that. Well, I also do a bit of that. I teach my colleagues and all of that, but that is not for today. So personally, I've held so many leadership positions in primary, GHS, SHS, but then coming to university, the focus changed a bit. I wanted to be more of find myself well before I serve people. And I'm not happy with it because I feel like I can do better than those there, but that is not for this conversation. The university space is grooming leaders. That is fine. Nobody is discrediting the fact that you should join or you shouldn't join a leadership party or any of that thing. But then I feel more of the leadership we are having in universities today is more of portfolio building instead of service building. And so my question is, if there is any level 100 students who wants to be SRC presidents, JCR presidents, any kind of leadership position, what would be the one or two advice you give to the person?
So the advice I would give the person is to learn to serve. Because leadership is not about holding the portfolio, it's about serving. And my time, level 100 first semester, the SRC by then, under the Honorable Tarek administration, did something we call the SRC Forum, where we had interaction with the freshers. Everybody was just talking about it. They had a forum to just listen to whatever students have to say about the whole system of the SRC. I sat back and I realized it was more of people were telling them their problems to solve. So I got a time and I told them that everybody, so I raised my hand. It was actually the meeting was ending and I told him that everybody's talking about the problem. How can we find a solution to it? And most of the problem were like, people were saying they didn't know about the SRC. They are not getting information about the SRC. So I told the SRC president, that was Honorable Tarek, I would love to volunteer to the administration to use me as the mouthpiece of them. So if there's any information they want to get to the student, they should use me as one. So he picked me on board, worked under the vice president. So I was a personal assistant to the vice president by the Honorable Theodore. I was his personal assistant. So whenever there's an information to students, it lays to me and go around, talk to students. Whenever students are having an issue, they want it to be addressed, tell me, go to the SRC, and it was actually being resolved. So my life was more of serving than holding a position. So due to the I was serving under the Tarek's administration, my class, I wasn't they had a course rep. They realized based on what I was doing, they appointed me as what? The course rep. So level 100, which I wasn't ready, but I had to because they saw you were
potential.
Yes. So I had to serve under my class as a course rep. That was in level 100. So I served a course rep from level 100, 200, 300, even as at now 400. I wish to stop, but no, they don't want me to stop. So I feel leadership should be more about serving than just holding the portfolio. And I've served so under the SRC. My time on level 100, I tried to serve under, there was an association on campus called National Student Serve Association. And I served under the president by then, Yalbredu, as his personal assistant. So whenever he's going, I hold his bag, moving to one place, and I was learning. He was actually giving me tips on what to do on campus, do this, do that. And all this thing opened a lot of opportunities for me as an individual. And I love serving actually gives you more opportunities. Personally, I've enjoyed all the opportunities I can enjoy on campus. I don't know which opportunity again I'm looking for, because through serving, I got the opportunity to work with an NGO called United Way Ghana. Through that, I was able to network with people outside on campus and off campus as well. So leadership should be more of serving than
holding the portfolio.
Yes,
so not just to re-emphasize on what you said, or the main points in what you said. So you mentioned about volunteering, making yourself available for positions.
Yes.
I feel like that is very important because if you want to do something, you must follow someone who is doing it right.
Exactly.
And if you don't volunteer to do that thing, you will never really know.
Exactly.
You will just have an abstract concept about
Sure.
what is happening, not
That's
a
true.
real practical experience of it.
Yeah.
And then you also spoke about, so you spoke about volunteering, you spoke about servitude.
Yes.
And well, that is the essence of where we are recording. It's the Grace Life Leadership Center. They groom you on how to be a servitude leader.
Yeah.
I believe so much in myself as a leader, not because I hold a position, but because I feel like I'm helping people accomplish certain things that they wouldn't do ordinarily. And that is the main point of leadership. And so if you're in level 100 and you want to join, and just one thing, when we are in level 100, right, I realized something. Most of the people who wanted to join leadership positions took up servitude. And this is the problem I found with their servitude. They go around and then they scout for informations to post. That is fine. That is a very good chance to serve. But then they now make it in such a way that they are not our class. So if you send them a message, if you want help and all of those things, it's like they ignore you. And then when there's a general communique that the university has circulated, then they go and rehearse it with, let's say, file communique, this and all of that. That is not servitude. It goes beyond just sharing the communique and all of that. And so to really find after the communique your whole life as a person. And that leads us to having a very great social life, because if you don't have the social intelligence, right, on how to connect with people, how to speak to people, how to smile to people, and all of these things, it all counts. We understand that we are freshers and we understand that you don't know anyone. But if you keep to yourself, you don't really make any progress like that.
That's true.
So what would you say to someone who is not socially intelligent? How do you develop your social skills yourself?
Okay, with my social developing skills, as I said, it's more of asking the questions. You see, I was the kind of person who I can't even stand in the midst of 10 people or 5 to actually talk. But I build my leadership, or let me say, you're talking to people, moving around, trying to find out from people about asking questions and getting people to groom you. You understand? So all this thing of serving was a way to build myself in social life.
Exactly.
So I meet you, hello, how are you? That is all. It's not about that. You need to go more because I don't know where I might meet you tomorrow. You understand? For instance, I was poor when it comes to communication in public. Communication skills was very poor because I can't even stand in a message. So I built through this class, this group assignment, presentation in class was one. Going around the SRC, talking to people was two things that I used to do. So anybody that I meet, I try to socialize with the person because if today I'm meeting you here, tomorrow I might meet you somewhere else. So I have to create that wherever I see. And you spoke something about leadership, all the portfolio people look at, but get a communicate, move around. But my kind of way, I'm saying to myself because I know what I was doing was more of serving the people. So I won't even wait for the school to actually bring it out. Make sure that whatever I'm giving you will help you. So by the time the school brings it out, it helps you in. So for information, you are done with the semester, you are going home. How do you going to prepare yourself? Okay, with the fees, it actually developed the fees for the year. But some of us, we pay it for a semester. So I will give a prior notice to it that next semester, this is what you are paying. So if someone is actually going home, the person have it in mind that
the person is conscious of
yes,
the fact that
you understand. Not to wait when school resumes, then instead the person communicate, oh, you are paying this, which the person cannot be able to do. So I believe as we being student leaders should be more of serving people, getting the information, not because you are doing it because of the position. But you are doing it because you love to help. And that is what I love to do. I would love to help. Even as you said, I was aspiring for the SRC position, which I wasn't able to get. That didn't stop me from helping people. Still by still, I'm still giving my little I can to them. In a way, going for portfolios, someone may ask, you don't need a portfolio to help people because you can. But I had a small space to help people. I just needed a bigger platform to help more. That is also leadership. You don't need a bigger platform. The small one you have, build upon it.
From there.
Yes. So if you get a bigger platform, then you can do for more. That is all I can say about leadership.
Well, that's true. That's true. And I completely agree with you. But then just rehashing the social skills part.
Sure.
And you see, I also was a kind of person that I was very intimidated in class. I didn't know how to speak. And so one thing that really helped me was that I tried to go outside of my comfort zone. And when I say outside of my comfort zone, I try to do things that ordinarily someone will not do in class. So like what? So I go to class and the teacher is teaching and I make, though this is not advisable, I make a funny statement and I laugh loud. So, who is that guy? And so all eyes comes on me. Thinking that maybe I want fame, I want people to know me. But that was not it. I wanted to be able to withstand it in such a way that when I stand up and everybody is looking at me, I know that, oh, okay, people have already looked at me. Those who know me have already known me. There is nothing to follow up on that. And so I find it like be intentional about growing your social skills. You can't say you're an introvert, so you can't say I don't know anyone, and so it's going to stay that way. If it stays that way, you're actually going to harm yourself, or you're going to stampede your own growth.
Of course, that's true.
Like that. And so let's move on to the finances. Finances. And then how do you manage your finances?
All right. So managing my finances has been more of I spend less, invest more, then learn from. So you have to have if you want to have a good financing system, you need to have a tracking of what you spend each and every month. So if, for instance, this month I spent 1,000 cedis, what did you spend it on? What was it about? Are you going to repeat it and you have to reduce? So I spend less than, because especially with the work I do, I need finance, I need money to run the whole thing. So if I should spend everything on myself, how will I be able to? Because there's more to do out there than what for myself. So less spending comes in than how they call it. I do when it comes to. So I spend less and I invest more in whatever I want to do or whatever I'm doing.
Okay, that's true. And for me, well, it's the opposite for me. I actually spend more than I save, and this is the reason. I don't audit. Like, so this month they gave me 200 cedis or 300 cedis for the whole month, right? And then I spend all. I don't go back to check what I spend the money on. And so I really like the point you say we should like check our finances, because sometimes you realize that, so you have foodstuffs, but if you go through your finances for even 1 week, so you can try this. So it's Friday, right? Today is Friday. Just Monday till today. Go round. Monday, what did you buy? Tuesday, what did you buy? Wednesday, what did you buy? Thursday, what did you buy? Even today, Friday, what did you buy? You realize that most of the things you bought, you already have them.
Yeah.
And that is it. But we are not conscious of it. And so it takes a very strong, like how it drains us very much in the sense that we don't really know how the money is going, but the money came out, the money is finished. Then now you have to hustle, you have to find new ways of making money. And personally for me, well, my parents or my sponsors are not in support of me doing extra things to get money, because they believe that in doing that they are taking care of me. I should just focus on the grades. That is it. And I think it speaks to so many of us, right? When it comes to that situation, well, you really cannot be always dependent. And so as little as you can, save a bit, save a bit, save a bit. When I started saving, it helped me a lot. It has helped me develop in so many ways that I don't think I would have done it. But it was all because I made a conscious effort to start doing that. And I think that is the starting point of managing your finances on campus. You know where you are from. If the big boys are buying pack 2 days, 3 times in a week, you are not a big boy. Like, stay in your zone and be comfortable in it, because that is what will make you also become a big boy. If you follow them, the money will finish, and then that will be all.
Even when it comes to the managing of finances, you see, what I do, another way I do to help myself is, if the month end, I have let me say I get an envelope. So this money for transportation, this money is for credit, this money is for food, this money for that. So if I'm going out for transportation, if I'm buying credit, I take from here. So in a way, I know. So if the money credit gets finished in the month, you are done.
Oh, wow.
I'm done for the month.
Like, you guys should really pay attention.
You understand?
To this.
So
like,
I have, let me say, I have 200 Ghana cedi for the, how they call it, for the month. 30 cedi, 50 cedis go to transportation, 20 cedis for TNT. My feeding goes to, let me say, 100 Ghana cedis. So in a way, it puts you in a way that you know what to eat, how to buy the credits, where to go, Because if you've not planned for this, I can just pick a car, go anywhere I
It's
want to.
true, like
But
it's
if
true.
I know where to go in a way, because the money your parents are giving to you is today that they are able to get it for you. But ask yourself, the next week, if they don't give you, how are you going to sustain yourself? You understand?
This
So
is
that is
very
one way
insightful.
I used to help myself.
For
Not
our
that we are
adopter.
rich. People will say, "Oh, Faisal, I'm not from a rich home. I'm from we just make it. We have a plan, so it makes everything looks nice in a way." And personally, as you said, my parents also tell me that we have taken care of you. Why are you stressing yourself in it? But I feel I have a lot to do. People are out there which I have to take care of. Let me say the foundation, for instance. My parents didn't know about it till when they realized I had a foundation. And they asked me how you got. So this is how you can be able to manage your finance, and it will help every student. Try it. You just try it for 1 month, and you come back and tell me how
Yeah,
it
it's
works.
true. I'll put links to social media. You send the reviews to you. But myself, I'll also try it because it's mind blowing. Like an envelope for transport, envelope for feeding, envelope for let's just say miscellaneous
Yeah.
and all of these things. Like for I'll also try it. It's very insightful. So let's end the conversation with your foundation.
Okay.
You have a foundation, Fais Foundation.
Okay.
What do you do with Fais Foundation?
Okay, so Fais Foundation is just a normal foundation which we used to help the orphans, the widows, and the less privileged. And it was actually set up in the year 2016. And currently, we have over 180 orphans we look after in all the regions, but basically in the Volta, Northern Ashanti region, Eastern region, and Greater Accra. We have 3 orphanage homes that we've adopted that we go there on the annually or weekly or monthly to support to them. We also have almost 20 widows that we take care of them. Now we feel this is the little we can also do for the society. So someone may say, how do you finance all those kind of things? I'm blessed and I thank God for having a very helpful mom I have. That is Miss Khadija, who always, I don't know any day I could do my life without her. Always there to support me. Even how to set my foundation, it was actually it's a whole story, and I wish one day we can have a time to talk about it in a way.
We would.
So set up in 2016, which I journeyed on a trip. I came back, I spoke to you about, I met an orphan, which I think we can do more. She was like, what can you do? I was like, I have to set a foundation. We're like, okay, how are you going to get money? I was like, I don't know. She was like, okay, if you think that is what you want to do, the little I have, I can use to support. So my mom comes in, the little savings I can also do, I add it up to them. And also little help from friends to also help. And also partnerships from other organizations. Currently, I have 2 partnerships, which are from the Gentleman's Club. That's also a very great organization which is helping the male child thing out there. And I actually have an individual who's on board, which would not like me to mention his name, but it's a Muslim man, a brother who has also been helpful to Fais Foundation. Any day, anytime. Friends that I have also helps me. A whole lot people behind. It's not just my effort, I have a whole team. It's like, let me say, it's a company on its own because project officer. So though it's my foundation, I don't make decisions alone. They actually come on board for us to make decisions. Some are students, some are not students, some are lecturers who actually help me on board. And as I said, all this thing comes in if you actually have a plan on. And my life on UPSA campus helped me this my foundation because lecturers helps me putting things in place. My legal terms for partnership comes with the legal terms, and I have a whole lecturer who is behind me, comes in the legal. So my life on campus, as I said, university has actually been helpful to me, both personal life, social life, a whole lot of things, because lecturers helped me when I have any. And we have my vice chancellor also has been one of the great inspiration, also help support when it comes to my life on university. That's the vice chancellor of University of Professional Affairs, Professor Okwa Bednago, one of the best vice chancellor I can ever get on all the institutions.
That's very true, but that's subjective to you because my vice chancellor is also the best, but that's not it. But how can we help you as students who are watching this? How do we be of help to you?
Okay.
Is there any criteria? Is there any way we can, let's say, I have a pair of shoes, I have some old clothes, I have something I also want to donate. You are going on a donation, you want volunteers and all of that to help you embark on the project. How do we join in?
Okay, when it comes to helping with students, this is an avenue also to help my colleagues in school so that you can use this to build yourself for the job. So if you want to volunteer, anything I want to just reach out to us or reach out to me. We'll be able to sit down for you to volunteer. If you have anything you want to donate to the orphans, you can actually call me so that we meet. If any day, anytime, if you're on UPSA, you can meet me on UPSA campus. If anywhere you can reach out to me. Can I give my number out?
I would literally put
sure.
your
Okay,
socials and all
so
of
you
that
can
now.
call any day whenever you have anything to help. But especially my main focus is about the volunteering, because an avenue to also help our students who are looking way to actually go to the job market. In a way, you can actually use that one to learn when it comes to project works, when it comes to meeting people, talking to these people, networking in a way, so that it can help you, the individual as a student. So our doors are open any day, anytime. Anybody wants to volunteer at all to come on board.
Well, that's true. So I'll put links to
Sure.
Faisal's socials and his contact details in the description below, so you can check him out. Well, Faisal is doing amazing work, and personally, I'm proud and I'm happy that I've been in contact with him, because I've also wanted to adopt this philanthropic work, giving back to society, because givers never lack. And to end this note, I would always say that if you can afford university education, it is the best investment you can ever make for yourself. Because, well, there's a whole debate about the essence of going to school or going to university. And personally, I don't believe in that. I believe that if you have it, do it, because it pays off. Certain doors you can only enter with a degree, or you can only enter with a certificate you have. So if you can afford it, afford it. And if you get here, this is the episode for you to know how best you can be able to navigate the university life. This is coming to you from Faisal from UPSA and Mohammed Napari from University of Ghana. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and then give a thumbs up to this video and watch our subsequent videos. We have so many amazing resources for you, especially to help in students' development.